Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hand of Fate 2. So, we're going to try Temperance here. Help defend the Imperial Fort against waves of northerner attacks. The reason why I'm picking this one is because this is one we haven't gotten at least silver with. And I'm thinking getting silver on challenges is probably more important than going back and trying to get gold. The hope here is that we could kill enough northerners with the... Where is Temperance? Oh, it's silver. Why did I choose that instead of Justice? I think that the problem with Justice is that we can't have Colburn's sword. Yeah. And we need to use Colburn's sword to unlock it. So we are doing one that we're going to go for gold for. No? What were we just looking at? Seriously. What the heck was I just on? Ah, man. Alright, let's make some decisions here. It said Temperance. Can we experiment and have Colburn's sword in this one? Yes. Will we be fighting northerners? No. We probably could pull off the Hanged Man. Can we do Colburn's sword in this early mission of the High Priest? No. What in the world were we looking at then? Let's just do Justice then. Yeah. We were on Justice, not Temperance. Man, I just totally misread that. Or maybe that was a glitch and it actually did say Temperance. If you look at the top there, it does say Justice. It's just not like balanced. Alright. Anyways, we're gonna fight northerners with Colburn's sword if we can. I don't see it. It's already in the items. That's why we're going to be doing precision retry with the soldier. And we have a whole bunch of cards that we can hope to make some progress on. And we have a whole bunch of setup. Yeah. So the real hope here is just to win with at least silver, which feels somewhat doable now that we've unlocked some better cards. But we're not really playing all the better cards.
These are the ways in which our decisions shape our histories and our worlds.
So this is the one that really sucks, come to think of it. Because we have a general idea of what we're supposed to do as far as getting to the mines. But wait a minute, we didn't invoke the right people. Yeah. Go ahead and see. Can't equip either, so we'll take this one. So we'll start building the wooden structures. Let's see. We don't want exotic lies. We want either tarts or pies. 30 gold. So there was an opportunity for food that we failed.
The Empire runs on its messages and its intrigues.
And I don't want to even bother to try and read into this. I'm gonna just bump into him this time. That is gonna be really difficult. And you kind of lose either way, I'm pretty sure.
That will set you in good stead from here.
So we have some decent gold, but that didn't do what we needed it to do. Oh man, if I'd done the usual 2, that would have put me in a good position. Let's see if we can trade something. Well, maybe I should have just bought food. However, I wonder if maybe there's a move here. Let's visit the mess tent and gain some food. Let's see. A bakehouse would give me more food. A mason would build stone structures faster. Do we really need to build stone structures faster? Yeah, I kind of wonder if maybe the move here is to take a step back. And then just kind of wait. And then we'll just wait a while and see if maybe defending this would be helpful.
Can you hold against such savages? And for how long?
The fort is under attack. You rush to confront the raiders as the soldiers mobilize. So yeah, this does seem like this is the strategy, is to be on the fort when it is attacked by the northerners, so you can be part of the fight instead of just leaving it abandoned, which is what I had been doing up until that point. Doesn't really make a lot of sense that that's not being explained. I mean, at a certain level, yes, I guess it makes some sense to not just totally abandon your fort. That guy's like confused, so I can't even attack him. I think I confused him and made him fight on my side with that kick. Interesting. So there's a whole bash kick. So now we can equip that. We survived the initial skirmish. 8 Northerners were killed. 0 Empire soldiers were lost. 979 soldiers and 553 attackers remain for the main battle. After the battle, you pause to review the damages you've done. So that did still kill some soldiers. But not anywhere as bad as I think we've gotten all the wood from that location. We're getting our health filled. We're getting a decent amount of food. Build wood structures faster with the joinery. See, the weird thing about this though is that there's just kind of nothing that's gonna happen here. We're gonna just go to the quarry and then we're gonna maybe go back here a second time. There might just be a little bit of a strategy there. And can we get back to where we need to be to defend the Imperial Fort? Getting our food added up. And see, we don't need to use food to really help ourselves in any way. We don't really have anything we could trade or anything, so we just wait a while for this next encounter. And we barely have anything we can do here. We can fight some more people, or we could run around and try to run into other encounters.
On my mark.
It's just really hard to see the enemies when there's such a huge mess happening here. Without Colborne's sword, doing all of this is not really moving us forward as far as bringing Colborne back to life. But it does seem like we are doing fairly well otherwise, so there's just like no wood. This general store is going to prove itself to be useless. And we can't move on any of the markers on the mountains. So now we know what the entire field is, but did we just waste wood doing that? So we have 10 wood and 51 stone. And so I would need 11 food and 20 wood to get +5 the squad size. Maybe that's a move. 80 wood would have given 190 defense. 60 wood would have given 120 defense. Yeah, there's basically nothing here we can do. So, what am I supposed to be doing here? I can go back and mine the mine some more, and maybe I do need to just mine the mine till it's completely empty, and I can try to do the other encounters on the ground, but that's pretty much it. And I don't even know what the weapon I'm using right now would reward me with. I don't think it's killing northerners, I think it's killing thieves. You should probably look at that. Okay. So we should now be able to, let's see, kill 25, reposit 25 thieves. Perform a charged bash against enemies to unlock the talent. I should probably be trying to do more of that. Huge success in precisions. We don't have Coldborn swords right now, do we? That would be crazy. Map. So we have a light forest here. That would do us no good. Trading house here. Fetid Fins. Mountain River. Temple of Prayers. Soothsayer. Narrow Ravine. Quarry. We should be able to go through this mountain and strengthen that. Fallen Treasure might get us a treasure. Mystery Chest might get us resources. Seems like we've got to work our way to this dense wood to get more wood. Or maybe even take the fight to the northerner village, but I don't think you can actually take the fight to the northerner village. Let's go this way and see what happens. That card seems to me I did not collect the right amount. Oh, I didn't collect the people. And apparently cannot go back. Why do I have so many terrible options here? I was supposed to lead the captain to a resource gathering mission. This looks pretty slow. Well, if that was right, then huge success should be either here or here. So now we have the tunnel. We would need 20 wood and 20 stone and 20 soldiers to fortify the tunnel entrance, which we don't have any of that. Hmm. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get... Like, we've learned one thing about this mission, and that's pretty much it.
More evidence of the underbelly.
What I just got an achievement probably for doing a very far finisher, I believe, because the achievement was called Leap of Faith. But boy, does that feel like something that's just not really under the control of most players, whether or not you get that achievement or not. Well, actually, Leap of Faith says knock 20 enemies off the ledges during combat.
With an eye towards the predators, you make yourself like them. Yet, are you born to it? Or simply making yourself in its image?
So 91 soldiers were lost in that fight. We're going to move downward and lose some more. We don't have enough gold. But that will be the next equipment card I get. So you can't, like, go to that section, though. And you can't land on that card. So the only other move, really, I think, is to go all the way down this direction and try and get to the dense woods, because it's not letting me pass on the narrow ravine, and I can't stand on the northern village. So it feels like almost none of these cards are useful at all, unless you could shuffle the cards. Is there an event that would shuffle cards, I guess? Yeah, we can have all the stone we want without finding some wood. Finish inspecting. Leave this on a resource gathering mission. Unless the trees regrew. Okay. Trade equipment for other equipment. We can't really trade food for equipment. Let's see. What do we have that we could trade? We have like 2 swords I think we could trade. And I think we can get rid of Tiger's Eye also. Okay. That one. Apparently we can't trade some of those swords I thought we could. Which is more important to keep? I don't think I'm gonna have a choice here.
One to bear with caution.
Trade equipment for food. Well, you know, that could help me. Do that. Do that. And do that. We're hoping we will have more than 11 food.
Many never recover fully from the sickness that fills the fens.
Oh, this is gonna be tough. I probably should just go for silver. Or at the very least I should fail forward towards silver. Yeah. Let's not retry that. And just take the success.
Nicely timed.
Right. I don't think sacrificial bond is what we want. Let's go with bullseye.
For those who care about accuracy, myself, I think the story is more important than the truth.
We have 510 soldiers remaining. No gold to do that one. 391 soldiers remaining. So you just can't really get... So the move here is to hit in the middle. You're gonna have to be fairly careful. And so I think your choices on the bottom there are always going to be...
Once I viewed the role of fortune teller with contempt. Since my recovery, I have needed to pose as one at times in order to make a living. Now that I understand them far better, I loathe them even more.
I hit the wrong button almost certainly there. Soothsayer. Telling just a really long story.
The pendulum swings like a scythe, bearing hope or failure.
Yeah, let's just take success.
Breathe, you have done well.
We now have a bridge. Definitely don't want to re-roll that. I'm short on food, but the race is on also. Oh man, we can't do anything. So I should have gathered. I should have gathered wood one more
in
time.
good stead from here.
And the hope is we can cross here. And that we can take out. The fighting's not really the problem here. just figuring out the resources. And I feel like the trick here is to probably build the bridge very early in gameplay. Where's my companion?
On my mark.
I have no idea who's really doing that horn. I'm not sure it's really an enemy. We're going the same way, so the only thing I guess would be to try and get to the fort before then. But I don't think that's really going to happen. $285 things. Build stone structures faster. We can't build any other stone structures. We need extra defense. And so that's 0%. So the hope is we can defend this. And then we can go and get some more wood to build more things. It seems like there's too many options.
Overwhelm them. To arms.
Get rid of the shaman first. Because he'll just nerf everybody else. We'll work our way through this fight. Our health is fairly low here. But you're probably just going to get patched back up. So, it kind of doesn't matter. 2 Empire soldiers were lost. But we're still down to 167. Yeah. You gotta kind of just come back here. See, that's 25% done. Take 20 soldiers. Try that again. We have to take that solution. Fort defense is now 270 of 1,000, and we have an Imperial Fort card. Interesting.
Nicely timed.
We have like plenty of stone, so if there was anything more to this. So gatehouse requires a palisade. It would be 150 defense. Central tower, however, would be 280 defense. So let's go with central tower. And we'll run around here and gather more wood. Now, I guess the question is, can we gather 2 wood before and make it back?
Breathe, you have done well.
Probably could gather even 3 wood, because only in the swamplands does he actually move forward. So there is actually quite a few times we could have just gone back and forth, back and forth. So building the mason builds stone structures faster, I think, is absolutely wasteful, because there is nothing here that really requires stone. So do we want 150 or 120? We want 150. And yeah, I don't think we can do anything else. Buy a couple of foods, maybe. So I'm really out of cycle here. Imperial Fort has been strengthened even more. I kind of question if maybe I even need to stand here and help defend it. You're not gaining new soldiers though, so I don't see a way you would improve this better unless it was carried over from run to run.
On my mark.
See, I'm trying to reposit on that enemy, and it is definitely not working. I have to be somewhat careful here. Even though if we get full health refills for returning to these areas, it still is not advisable to see. That reduced the number of northerners were 11, where he lost 3 soldiers. That doesn't really touch on the hundreds of other characters. So ballistics would be 120, which is not even that big of a deal. And Mason is obviously just the last thing we'll build. We just need to go on a couple of resource gathering missions. That may be enough wood to start with.
The pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
So we want to get ahead of the character. Wow, that is fast. So you're basically just going to aim in the middle. And so I just don't feel like there's much else we could have done. So if we're going to lose, I basically have to throw my hands up in this case. I have no idea what else there would be to do other than build a stable with 11 food, which is something that maybe we could have done at the very beginning and maybe that would have helped, or build the mason. But as far as actual increase of defense, that is it. And we may need to go get some more stone. But this northern horde seems to be non-stoppable, which would have made this a great scenario if we got Colborne's blade. But we don't have Colborne's blade, so while I have potentially worked towards some kind of achievement for killing northerners, that's about all I could say we really made progress on. So my hope here is that we don't lose and instead run into just a silver solution. What's gonna really suck here is that we still are gonna somehow manage to lose the fort. 121 soldiers and 151 attackers remain in battle. After the battle, 18 soldiers were killed or injured. That leaves 103 soldiers remaining. So our total defense is 880. Our goal is to get to 1,000 soldiers defending. 121, northerners attacking 151. Right, well. What do we want? Wood or we need food. I'm gonna go and send it to the quarry. It's probably more than enough stone. Imperial Fort is now done. Fort defense is at 1,000. We have 20 soldiers on our side. What do we do now? Maybe we should just camp and figure out what we're supposed to do. As you enter the fort, you are summoned to meet with Commander Travis. You find him standing over a disheveled Imperial soldier. It was a trap, the soldier stammers. We were lured to the village with promise of peace, but the warriors, thousands of them, had snuck behind us. We didn't stand a chance. Trimus turns to Captain Alphys and says, "Ready the men." If what the man claims is true, then Roldan may already be dead. I saw a barbarian monster drag him off his horse with his own eyes. The soldier declares wild-eyed. It was covered in ice that no blade could pierce. Trimco dismisses the man. "Mercenary, you will lead my men into the village immediately. Alphys, bring me their leader, and we will have the truth." So, defeating the northern army seems undoable. I don't know what you really would have had to do there other than just fight more often and not upgrade the defense to 100. Maybe we really were going to eliminate the remaining 103 soldiers. But that's on my side, not his side. Huh. For failing to defeat the Northern Army, 500 soldiers would have been required. You failed to win the gold token. We have 103 soldiers. We were supposed to have 500. I don't understand how this game scenario is supposed to have been done. A small reserve will be able to hold the fort for a while the main forces attack the village, Captain Alphys explains before leaving to gather his troop. Okay. I don't think there's any opportunity to upgrade anything anymore. So. Down we go here. We could have fortified the tunnel entrance, but I don't see a reason to do that. And so now, and only now, can I actually go here and attack. You lead the army to the edge of the forest surrounding the northerner village. The mountain men gather before their shaman, who stands chanting over a pile of corpses. The sight of bloodied scrap of cloth makes Alphys gasp in recognition. The bodies. It must be Roldan and his men. As you watch, the shaman concludes her ritual, and the corpses are consumed by green flame. From the ashes rise a monster, a frightful construct of ice and steel. "They're desecrating our men," one of the soldiers cries out. The northern men below turn to regard the tree line with suspicion. Having lost the element of surprise, Alphys gives the command to attack. Of course, this can't really be a battle between 100 soldiers and a whole bunch of other soldiers. So instead, it's just going to be against the tyrant and the collection of soldiers. Northern champion, his cold eyes meet yours, and you can sense the many who have died at his hands. Roldan is merely the most recent tyrant's favorite regenerative ice armor that stops standard attacks use bash to break their armor.
I liked things when they were black and white. You make life complicated.
down to 47. Tyrant's down, and that was apparently all I needed to really kill. The rest of the soldiers took care of everybody else. As the fighting in your vicinity dies down, you pause to take stock of the two armies locked in combat. You find yourself outnumbered as the Northerners cut down the remaining Imperial soldiers. The Empire has lost the field, but you have defeated their champion. Our soldiers go back down to 0. So we have maybe obtained justice for Roldan. Who is Roldan? I have no idea. Don't even care anymore about what the story is. We got a silver for justice, so hopefully this will unlock a new scenario.
You have built your towers right into the heart of northern territories and held them against great forces.
For defeating the Northern Champion, we have a Shield of Agil, Northern Justice, Spiked Bone Guard, and the Coward's Bane, a Platinum card. There's far too few Platinum cards. It feels like there should be at least 21, with you getting at least one Platinum card for each scenario, including the very first one. For defeating the Northerners Champion, we also have Carriage of the Departed, Spyglass, Illicit Trade, and Raider Prevention, all of which may be rather interesting and helpful cards. For defeating the Northerners Champion, your supplies have also been added to the Worker's Hammer, and so with that, did we unlock anything else? No. So this either puts us in a position where we have to do the sun, the tower, or the star with silver, or we have to assume after that point, if none of that works, that we need to get gold in a lot more of these scenarios. So let's look at the tower. Combat against the Empire, making it. First of all, let's just clear and fill with recommended cards. The sorceress is besieged by Empire soldiers. Rumor is she holds knowledge significant to the Emperor. Ascend to sorcerer's guarded tower, guarded by levels of traps and strange magic to find the answers you seek. Be prepared for chance card gambits. Be prepared to combat the Empire, and be prepared for food. Which wouldn't that mean? It would be wiser to have the blacksmith, who is actually very useful and frankly would have been useful in the last scenario, and not just take things that are recommended here. Instead, we'll take that and that and that, and we'll try a run that will maybe teach us some new things. We have shifted back to having a decent amount of cards that would be very helpful to know what they do, at least. And we're probably not going to fight any Northerners, so taking Colborn's sword, which requires you to kill 15 or 49 more Northerners. We kind of have to take this every single time now. Let's get rid of that and take that. I don't know if we have any other cards that might be useful. That holy mace still is in a weird position. I would say 2, in that you'd have to defeat. See, now I want to know what this card does, but really I should be taking this card. If all of these cards got replaced with a large collection of platinum cards, that'd be nice, but you still are very limited in your whole setup there. As far as how many platinum cards you really could have. The max platinum and max brimstone for supplies is unlimited, so if we actually had any platinum cards, that could be great. But I don't know, I doubt you're going to trigger anything where that actually happens. I put no consideration in that deck building at all to actually fighting the Empire, but whatever. This game continues on. We still have bits of progress we're making, and thus it makes sense to keep on playing. But on the other hand, it also is just a lot of time we've put into this game, with still some major caveats on really if I'm having the best amount of entertainment from it. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching.